Hello and welcome, Sprouts. This is Wes with the first of a series of new player guides for those wanting to try Final Fantasy XIV. As with any MMO, the game has several different elements of gameplay to juggle. I will be breaking these down into individual videos, each focused on a particular experience for new players based on questions I have seen asked and my own struggles in learning the game. If you are a new player, or perhaps an old vet that would like to discuss things you wish you knew when you started, please let me know in the comments so I can consider them for future videos. For the first part of the series, we'll be starting at the very beginning, making a character and getting set up when you first enter the game. Final Fantasy is unique in some respects as to how it handles character creation and the UI, so let's take a brief glance at the basics of these. One of the great parts about Final Fantasy XIV is that it is heavily focused on the story, with your character being right in the middle of most of the action. Making a character that suits your style becomes incredibly important, and you'll no doubt want an avatar that you can grow with as you play. However, as an MMO, you will also likely want to meet the community, play with friends, and find a server that suits your tastes. The first thing you need to do is select your data center. This is the cluster of servers that will be your home. Players from one data center will play with other servers in their center for the duration of the game. However, you will not be able to play with people from other data centers. This is especially important if you wish to play with friends from real life or other gaming communities. There is effectively very little difference in the playstyle of these communities, though Crystal is the default role-playing server cluster for North America. It is also important to look at the Lodestone, Final Fantasy's official news site, to check the status of current servers. A congested server means no new characters can be created there for the time being. As of the time of this video, for example, the Aether cluster was completely locked, but that might change as the rush from Shadowbringers dies down a bit. These statuses are updated throughout the day, so feel free to try at different times if the server you want is closed. It might open again a few hours later, usually overnights and early mornings. Once you've chosen your data center, you can begin to create your character. Final Fantasy has several options, and things like hair and makeup can be changed in-game later. However, things like your face, skin color, and height require a Fantasia, which is purchased for real money on the Mog Station website. You can get a free one as you complete the main quests, but it is still important to play around and find a character that really suits you, since you'll be using it for a very long time. There is effectively no difference in gameplay between the races, and things like your birthday and deity selection don't have any meaning to your stats, so choose what you like. The only thing that will affect your starting experience is your initial class. This will determine which starting area you end up in. You can change jobs later, and a character can eventually learn all jobs, so go with what sounds fun for right now. I'll be doing another video on a breakdown of classes and roles later, and there are several other great guides out there if you wish to know specifics. For now, know that Marauders and Gladiators are your tanks. They control enemies to keep them from hitting other party members. Conjurers are healers, which, well, they keep people alive. All of the rest are DPS, who put up big numbers to kill enemies and blame the other two roles when something goes wrong. Arcanist will have the option to split into either DPS or healer later. Other classes not listed here will also be unlocked as you level up. The three starting cities are Limsa Lominsa, a seaside fortress made up of pirates and sailors, Gridania, a capital located in a forest in tune with the elements, and Ul'dah, a desert city that houses several trade barons and merchants. You will be in these zones for the first 15 levels of the game, so be sure to choose one that appeals to you. After you have a character that you like, it is time to select your server. Characters can switch between servers in their data center for most things, but you will be locked to your server for certain actions, like selling items to players on the market boards. If you are looking to level as quickly as possible, keep an eye on preferred servers, which will have a notice of increased experience on the selection screen. This can be an incredibly handy buff, especially when leveling jobs later beyond your main one, though those servers do tend to have a lower population of players. After getting into the game, one of the first things you will want to adjust is your UI and the character settings. One of the cool things about Final Fantasy XIV is that almost everything in the UI can be moved and adjusted to taste. Feel free to play around with the style that works for you, removing or adding hotbars, and adjusting size elements as needed. Spend some time going through the system and character settings. Here you can adjust several facets of the game, including toggling mount music, character lighting, controller settings, and even skipping previously viewed cutscenes. Don't forget your chat channels as well. You can click the gear icon next to your chat bar to adjust which channels you wish to view, including the Novice Network for new players. After that, you are ready to begin your journey into Eorzea. Our next installment of Welcome Sprout will discuss the different types of questing and leveling systems you'll be using as you make your way across the world. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.